So, the person that I interviewed was Elsa Barnes, who is a regional manager of dietetics in the North Carolina Department of Public Safety. The first question that I asked her was, how do you define bad and good management? And she gave me a pretty lengthy response for the first question, but the rest of them do not go into this much detail. But she said, good management involves defining clearly what the job expectations are, offering training ongoing with job functions, offering feedback on how well performance is going, not just at an annual evaluation. A good manager recognizes her employees and thanks them publicly and privately. She's not afraid to confront when expectations are not being met, but does this in a non-judgmental way. She knows how the department should be run and knows at least basic elements of everyone's job that she supervises. A good manager is willing to go to bat for her staff. So I thought that was a really, really good answer for defining what good management is. She talks about how she's not afraid to confront when expectations are not being met, but does this in a non-judgmental way, which I thought was a really good approach to it. So if she knows that her staff is not performing to their full potential, she can, go up to them and be like, hey, I have noticed that you're not doing very well, but you don't have to be super mean about it. You can just, approach it nicely, which I thought was a really good point that she made. And then she said, bad management to me is poor communication about what is expected, not responding when questions are asked, and being negative when dealing with staff, such as putting them down personally. It is also being more concerned with numbers than the people being supervised. Managing with guilt and fear does not inspire staff to do their best, but further closes down communication for fear of negative consequences. And I thought that was another really good way to put how she would define bad management, because it's really obvious how much she cares about the people that work for her, because she talks about in good management, you have to confront them but be really nice about it. And then she says bad management is when you are negative and you put your staff down personally, and, being more concerned about the numbers than the people. So it's really evident that she really cares about, the well-being of her staff, which I thought was really nice. The second question that I asked her was, what is the most challenging part of your job? And she gave me a very simple answer for this one, but it really sums up her feelings. And she just said, my job involves a large territory, and I feel I can't devote attention to everything and everyone who needs it. So this is another example of how she really cares about her staff and how she feels like, each person deserves special attention, but she can't always give it to them because, she has so many responsibilities. And yeah, to me, that's a really good thing to point out about being a manager. So the third question I asked was, what are your day-to-day responsibilities? And she said, I provide support to 16 facilities in my region. This includes answering questions, emails, letters on a daily basis. I'm also responsible for auditing each facility once or twice annually to ensure compliance with policy and procedures and assisting with corrective action as needed. I develop and provide training for new staff as needed. Also, I complete nutrition assessments for our clients and communicate with medical staff regarding the recommendations. My team maintains a food software system to assist food service managers with inventory, ordering, and production. We also develop the nutrition policies for our organization. So I thought this was a really cool answer too, because she talked a lot about things that we've been learning about, like inventory, ordering, and production, and nutrition assessment I'm learning about in my nutrition assessment class. So I thought that this was a really good answer because she talked about things that I can relate to, and, she made it really straightforward. And yeah, that's it. Okay. Number 4 was, what are a few things you enjoy most about your job? And she said, I love the teaching and training aspect of my job. I also enjoy the variety of visiting different facilities and not being in an office all week. There are no 2 days alike, and it's rarely boring. And this was really cool to me because, it's rare that you can have a job where you have no 2 days alike. Like, you're never in an office every single day. And I thought that that's like a really cool thing to be able to do, and to be able to teach and train people in the meantime. Like, while you're not in an office, you're out helping people and teaching them. And I thought that was really interesting. Number 5 was, what is the most rewarding part of your job? And she said, when the people I provide support to are appreciative and thank me for helping them. I also enjoy helping people learn and seeing them advance in their job in our organization. So again, this is another point of how much she cares about her staff, because she says she loves providing support, and she loves when people are appreciative of what she does. And, again, she says, I enjoy helping people learn and seeing them advance. So it's very obvious that she really cares about the people that work for her, which I think is awesome. And the last question I asked her was, what inspired you to go into this industry? And she said, from the time I was very young, I've always been attracted to food, cooking, and nutrition. Every job I've ever held has involved food service or managing food service in some way. So I guess you could say I was born to do it. And I really liked her answer on this one, because I feel the same way. Everyone asks me, why did you get into nutrition? Like, what made you pick this field? And I'm always like, well, I've always loved to cook. And I mean, it sounds kind of ridiculous when you say, well, I'm in nutrition because I love food. I mean, that sounds kind of obvious, but that's the truth. And I really liked that she sort of answered that similarly to how I usually answer people when they ask me. So yeah, that was the last question. I hope you guys enjoyed it.